My name's Dean Burnett. I'm one of the co-founders and directors of Mentor Software. I work tirelessly with this one to try and get it to where it is. It's absolutely enjoyable every day. It's where we want to go, in the direction we want to be in. We've got a fantastic staff team that help us along the way and navigate us through. So yeah, it's very exciting times.
Hi, I'm Ranjit Singh Bains. I'm one of the directors and co-founders of Mentor Software. I've been in the social care industry for over 25 years, initially starting as a support worker, working my way up the ladder, becoming to manager, senior management, became social work qualified, a postgraduate in social work. I've been RI, been now director for children's homes. And so Dean and I met whilst working together in the local authority, and then our kind of visions aligned together about what we want to achieve for ourselves, especially in the childcare industry, how we felt about young people. And we just started talking one day and we said, let's do this, let's do that. And then we just snowballed. We have this crazy idea sometimes. We're in one arena of business, then we said, right, should we try this? And Mentor just evolved out of nothing, to be honest. We were like, should we do a system? Then we started drawing it down. And it is where it is today. We're extremely proud of what we've got, where we are, proud of our team, proud of the people we work with. Love meeting new people, love hearing their stories, because every staff member that's come to work for us, there's been a story how they came and worked with us. It's not just a quick job advert and hire them. There's always a nice story behind it. Version 3 is a big step for us. It's like a birth of a child for us, to be honest. We're celebrating a birthday, and we're looking forward, as you do for your own children, looking forward to the future, what they can grow into. We've got great ideas for the future, especially with AI coming into it. That's already been built behind the scenes, and we'll be launching that very soon.
So Mentor Software is in the children's sector arena, and it evolved from us having our own children's home, wanting to be paperless. So we approached Apple. They provided a consultant that helped us devise Mentor, and it was literally only for our home. Then other people started asking us, well, why don't you try and sell it, see how that goes. We opened in 21 as a business, and it just rocketed from there. I think we're 20%, we've got 20% of the industry at the moment. So yeah, it's going well.
To be honest, it wasn't supposed to be a business. When we used to work for the local authority, what we found was, as managers, a lot of staff members spent a lot of time in the offices, and that took them away from the young people, and it didn't give that kind of homely environment that we were trying to create. And then we came up with this idea, look, how do we get that homely environment in our own home and make it look less commercial? When we looked in the market, when we were setting our own home up, we looked into the market and we didn't really find anything that was suitable out there from a regulatory purpose. So what we then decided, what would it look like? So we started jotting down some paper on a piece of paper, what it should look like. And like Dean said earlier, then we approached different people to make it come alive for us. And it just evolved from one thing to another, to another, to another. It was never supposed to be commercially viable. It was just supposed to be used for our own home, for our staff. And as managers that we can see what our staff were doing, we could make it, we can check things from home, we could check things from anywhere in the country. And it just kind of evolved into a business when it was actually Ofsted that came to us and said to us, this is a really good system, we've not seen one before like this, have you thought about making it commercially viable for others? And we were like, oh, can we do that? And that's when the journey started. Then we started looking for a salesperson, then we started looking for in-house developer, and it just evolved from there, from what Dean said.
So Mentor, it means to help and nurture and teach. So it's taking people on a journey, and we all sat down and had a conversation about, what's going to be more meaningful for people moving forward, and a name that actually is going to resonate what we do. So from a passion perspective, it sat with our ethos. So we decided on that name, we went with it, and we feel it sits right in the market for us.
We also did some background research, and we went to Germany to look at how they use residential care there. What we found was that they actually used, not terminology as mentor, but they actually said that they are mentoring the young people And we didn't quite like the name that we use in this country, like resi workers or support workers. So then we felt actually we were actually being role models for the young people and mentoring them to become independent and embed them into society. And that's when the link also came with the mentoring name, and because we are mentoring the young people rather than looking after them.
So for us, the vision for Mentor is sitting number one in the market, being able to change the way children's services are ran. We're not just going to stop at residential homes. We want to move into different arenas, which we'll at a later date announce. But for us, it's just about growth. We are like a family in Mentor. I'm sure all our staff will concur that, you know, that we have a family feel and ethos. So we want to bring that and transcend that to our customers as well, and they feel the same. So therefore, A, they're getting a good service, and B, we feel proud of what we're delivering for them. So the vision for us is to grow, is to hit different elements in the market and ensure we're delivering a good service. Paramount for us. Ranjit and I would say, are unique in terms of the way we look at things. We fight every day to get to the right answer, and I mean we literally fight every day. Not many people do that. They either agree and placate people, but we will make sure that what we're delivering is quality. We're from the sector as well. We worked in residential homes for years and years and years. So we're not just one of these companies that are putting a platform together and don't really have an idea. We've lived and breathed it, got the t-shirt, the shorts and the hat. So for us, it's about, like I said, delivering a good service, but actually understanding what people want, the pain points that people go through, and the fact that we've got our own service, children's homes as well.
I think also the fact that we are also end users, so we understand what the market needs and requires. Some systems we found that are just a system because it is a system to deliver. What we look at is that what is the purpose of each function? What is the outcome you can achieve from a regulatory point of view? Like Dean said, we were staff members, we were deputies, we were managers, we were RIs, directors, owners. So every layer we look at, when a new function's coming out, how does that serve the purpose of on the job? At an operation level, at a ground level, what does it mean? Is it easy? Does it understandable? Does it relate? What regulation does it hit? It's just not a function because it's a nice feature. For us, it has to make sense from the regulations. It always has to make sense. It has to do what it says. And that for us is most important. That's what we think. We are unique. And we've seen people, when we put something out there, other people have done something similar. That's fine. That means that everyone's doing the right thing. No system should be there just for the sake of being a system. I think it's hard to say because we don't want to give too much away as well. We've got big ambitions. Obviously we want to grow, but we want to grow to the point where it's manageable and we can execute what our vision is. We have got a 5-year roadmap, and within that we've got the team that's building around that to achieve that goal. But the imminent goal would be is we've got version 3 coming out, and there's AI coming out as well. So our first vision is that transferring from version 2 to version 3, making that a stable platform, getting rid of some issues that were there, which every software has. Then from there, we want to build the AI. We've got a lot of good partnerships working with us. And those partnerships are going to enable us to the next level. When that's coming out in the next year or the year after that, we'll be announcing that. And it's going to make the industry, we're going to be pioneering the industry, definitely.
We want to be number one. We will be number one. And consecutively across the board in the new arenas that we're not going to mention now, but that we're going to be hitting. Mentor isn't just obviously Ranjit and I, it's a much bigger juggernaut. The team behind us are immense and fantastic, and we want to thank you all for everything that you do. Without you, we could not be where we are. We know we're demanding, we know we come up with crazy ideas, and the list gets bigger and bigger and bigger, but you do deliver, and we appreciate everything you do, so thank you so much.
What we enjoy is building. We've built multiple businesses and we enjoy from an idea, because Mentor was built from a piece of paper. What would a system look like? And watching that come alive and being used and being critiqued and being developed, that's the bit we enjoy. That's the fun, that's the buzz. And Dean and I, we spend time in the morning. I think one time we were on the phone to each other at 4:30 in the morning because we had an idea. He's ringing my phone, I'm ringing his phone. There's this idea. We're on the phone constantly for 18 hours a day. We spend more time together than we do with our families. And it's that journey and that road together and the growth, not only the system, the staff members we come across, having new people come in, learning from them, learning from the children, learning from our staff members, learning from the industry. And we're like, wow, how far have we come? Look at that, Dean. We were like this a year ago. Look where we are now. That journey's been immense. That's the bit we enjoy. That's what gets me going.
So from my perspective, when I worked in the council, we didn't really have the sort of power and purse strings to be able to make a difference. Whereas owning your own business allows you to, if you see a mistake or a young person hasn't got something, instantly we can change that and make those lives different. So that was one initial instant change that we saw. For instance, it could be a young person's damaged one of our homes or our properties. Where we worked before, it would take quite a long time for that to be repaired or fixed. It was instantaneous. We became Google kings. We found all the stuff that we need that looked cracking, beautiful, nice for young people at a reasonable cost and was repaired quickly. So for me, getting up in the morning and being able to fulfill that for young people is really, really good. Honesty, reliability, and passion.
I think for me, it's having people who are willing to accept if they made a mistake. It's a hands up, no problem. We're always solution focused. It's never about blame game for us, because the industry we come from social work industry, is about how to get the best outcome possible. We welcome any feedback, we welcome any ideas and features, and our team will go away. And as long as it makes sense for the regulation, we will always go and do it. For me, that is our strength. We're always willing to learn, adapt and be flexible.
Reliability, quality, good training and good customer service. Like we've said before, as long as you're honest with customers and you tell them exactly what's happened and you put your hands up, they'll appreciate that more. Being ignored, not being able to get through to, a helpline or what have you, it doesn't help anybody. It makes people frustrated. So from our perspective, that's something we want to really ensure that our customers get.
I think what they can also benefit from is that we have done the job. So like we've been in social care for 25 years at various levels. So any pains they're going through, we understand it. We know what they're doing, what's happening with them. So if they've got an issue, we're always at the end of the phone. So right, this is the issue, right? How can we solve it? Not just from an IT point of view, also from a care perspective, also from a daily operation perspective. We can support them and guide them through that. That is very unique to us. I'll tell you from an inspection point of view, various inspectors have told us is that, because like an inspector will come into a home and they'll see the system and they have to use it there and then. What they've said to us, and a lot of feedback is, they find it really easy to navigate because it is embedded in regulation, which they work from a daily basis. They find finding information, navigating, a doddle they say, and that helps the inspection process because it helps and it allows the provider to showcase their strengths on the day.
For me, it's our linked events. So a linked event is a electronic paperclip. So what most providers find is when they're being inspected, if you're scratching around looking for bits of paper, they're nervous as it is because they've got an inspector in the building anyway, and you can't find the evidence that you need to display the good piece of work that you've done. Our linked event is an electronic paperclip, which clips everything together, so it's all in one place. Customers have said that they found that really, really extensively good and transparent for an inspector. All the evidence is there.
But that example there, that actually came from a piece of practice that Dean did in a particular home. What he did was, there was a Reg 40 that occurred, and what Dean did, he got the people around, everybody, got them into a room and spoke about this. And he said, wouldn't that be great if we could emulate that onto a system? And that's how that feature was born. So there's always a kind of story for our features, where it comes from, where it was born from. And that's, again, our uniqueness.
And just to refer to what Ranjit said regarding inspection, we have an inspection mode. And again, the story behind that was, I had a t-shirt, which was a moon, and it had various Velcro bits, square bits on it. And as I kept moving them about as we were talking, the inspection mode evolved because they're all tiles on our system. So there's always a crazy idea behind what we do.